I'm Heath Lambert, and you're listening to Marked by Grace, a podcast applying the grace of Jesus to all of life. Welcome to the January 15th episode of Marked by Grace. This week, we are dealing with a fascinating question. I love the question. It's on the difference between prayer requests and gossip. If you have a question that you would like for me to answer, you can send it in to markedbygrace@fbcjax.com. That's FBCJax with an X, and I will get to as many questions as possible. This question is a good one. It's a good one because it just strikes right at the heart of the Christian community that most of us are living in. I'm telling you, if you've been a Christian for any amount of time, you have had one of those moments where you're in a corner, you're in a circle, you're at a table, you're getting ready to be seated before a church service, and somebody says, "Hey, let me tell you something that you could be praying about." And as they get done telling you about the issue, whatever it is, you wind up feeling a little dirty about the whole thing. And you wonder if what they just did was really gossip, but it was shrouded in this spiritual language of a prayer request. I've been there. You have been there. And so this is a really helpful question. How do we tell the difference between a prayer request and gossip? Well, let me answer the question first by talking about the nature of gossip, because a lot of people speak about gossip, and I think a lot of things that I have heard don't necessarily have biblical warrant. So let me just quickly start by giving us a couple of biblical standards for gossip, a couple of biblical texts that provide some standards. The first is in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 19. It says, "Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets. Therefore, do not associate with a gossip." So somebody goes around revealing secrets, don't associate with a gossip. So we kind of have a definition or an explanation of a gossip there. A gossip there in the parallelism of the Proverbs is somebody who's revealing secrets. Another passage that helps us understand the nature of a gossip is in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 13. And when you read that verse, it says, "Besides that, they learn to be idlers, going about from house to house, and not only idlers, but also gossips and busybodies, saying what they should not say." So both of those passages indicate to us that in the context that a gossip is somebody who says things they shouldn't say. They reveal information that they should not reveal. So if that's what a gossip is somebody who shares information they shouldn't share. They're telling things they shouldn't tell. If that's what a gossip is, then that really helps us understand the difference between a gossip and a request for prayer. One thing, it's interesting that in my ministry, I wind up knowing about people's health information very, very frequently. I can't know about people's health information unless I'm informed about it. But people inform me about their health conditions a lot. I hear a lot about the health struggles that people have. And I'm very, very glad to know those things and very, very glad to pray for the people who mention those things to me. But one of the things that's just interesting is there's two different kinds of people who will tell me what's going on with them. It's the people who don't mind if everybody knows, or they really do want a lot of people to know so that people can pray. And the other kind of person is the people who they want this to be confidential. "Pastor, would you please not share this?" with anybody. Hey, Pastor, I want to tell you something, but if you just keep it to yourself for a little while. So there's kind of two kinds of people. And if you know me, my memory often fails me, and it's hard for me to know the difference between a person. It's hard for me to remember the difference between somebody who doesn't mind if people know and the people who want it to be a secret. So one of my just personal rules is if you related your health condition to me, I just don't share it with anybody else. That's just the safest road. I just don't reveal that to anybody else. And I might share the prayer request, but I don't connect it to you. And that, I think, is the solution to this question. What's the difference between a prayer request and an episode of gossip? Well, I think we just don't mention things without specific permission to mention them. You could say, "Hey, would you pray for my friend who's going through a hard time?" Or, "Hey, listen, I know about a relationship. Would you pray for that?" You can let people know that there is a reason to pray for a difficult relationship or a person who's going through a hard time without sharing specific information that would connect the problem to a person. Just leave the person and their difficulty anonymous. Still pray for them. Still share that it'd be good for folks to pray. But just don't do that in a way that would reveal, that would identify the person with their problem. And I think that you will be safe from gossip.